Tonight I want to talk to you guys about the multi-brand opportunity that we have with Scentsy Family. I just want to help explain it a little bit better and to encourage those of you that are Scentsy Family consultants to look into at least trying other brands or diving in and joining and enhancing your business. So first of all, I've been with Scentsy for 3.5 years, for those of you that don't know that. And I actually just started doing, Scentsy's been around 10 years. Velada 2, Grace Adele 1.5. So I have been selling Velada for a year. It took me about a year to decide. And then Grace Adele, I just started 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I wanted to kind of explain how this looks for your business, but here's how it works. Scentsy decided 2 years ago that they wanted to have a business that was going to last a lifetime and be able to carry on through families, and it just makes my heart happy when I hear that. They really were thinking, of course they're thinking about, the business aspect for them, but they care so much about us that they're just we want to help them. Eventually Scentsy could just kind of, stop, but they're going to bring freshness, and I have this opportunity. Instead of somebody trying to balance 3 different jobs or 3 different direct sell companies, we have one paycheck, one PRV, one policy and procedure to pay attention to. The only difference is we have 3 catalogs. We have one office, but with the ability to switch between Scentsy, Velada, and Grace Adele once you sign up for them. And we have, of course, 3 different personal websites, because they are technically 3 different brands. They're not, you cannot buy Scentsy and Grace Adele on the same website. But it is great because there is just such a diversity with each brand. And when I first heard what they were going to do, I thought it was great. I really did. I thought, how smart. We can build our downline. Even if we don't sell Grace Adele and Velada, I can build my downline. I can encourage people that love food or don't love to cook, or at that time it was just chocolate fondue warmers. And they have gradually, now we have raclette, the awesome cooking tool, the awesome, really nice knives, the really cool antibacterial cutting board, cheese, my favorite, rubs. So, they have just a variety of stuff now that they have came up with over the last 2 years, which is really impressive. So when it first came out, I'm thinking, I'm not sure how I'm going to do with this. So I didn't do it right away. Once they introduced the cheese, I started thinking, okay, I can sell something that's a little bit more diversity. People can do cheese and chocolate. The warmer will have more of a purpose. And then I started to learn many things to do with your fondue warmer. I warm salsa in it. I do, sometimes we'll have chips and salsa. I have a couple warmers, so I do cheese in one, salsa in the other, or whichever cheese is my favorite. Or we do cheese and chocolate, not together, but cheese in one and then chocolate for dessert with strawberries and pretzels and marshmallows. And yeah, I'm wishing I had some right now. And so we loved the product, but me and my husband both were not 100% convinced on selling it. And, and that's okay. It takes time sometimes, you want to make sure you're passionate about it. But the worst thing you can do is to not even know anything about it. Go into your workstation tab if you are a consultant and check out the resources where there's a Velada link and a Grace Adele. Look through the current catalogs. Just see what they have to offer. Look at the current joining kits, startup kits. And I think it's important. And, and if you need host by join brochures for those things, let me know. I can always help you get some of those. If I need to order some and send some to you, that's no problem. I can send some, or a catalog, or, just to have something on hand to share with people that might come to you and show interest in Scentsy, and you could be like, well, this is what other brands we have to offer. Or if you come across somebody that that you feel would do really, really well with Grace Adele fashion and the cute purses and the scarves and all that. So, sorry. So what I've been thinking about a lot lately is I kept putting off signing up for, especially Grace Adele. Like I said earlier, I've been selling Grace Adele for just a few weeks, and it was really stupid of me to wait that long. But the spark didn't hit, and I think that's sometimes what it takes. So what I did, I just thought about this a little bit. I decided that I have way more influence on people in social media, especially, to be honest. That's really where I've gotten my Grace Adele sales at. I'm not saying rely on it, but it helped me get started. Now I have a base to pull from and to try to get parties booked, and then possibly, hopefully meet more people from there and maybe do some events, that kind of thing. So it was just interesting to me to see these people order from me that I've never have had scentsy orders from. Or some of them have, but they just didn't really show interest. And when we started doing these Grace Adele closeout sales, the last few months, I was watching and I just kept, I'm like, I gotta have a party. I just gotta have a party and get a free bag, a half price bag, whatever. So it starts getting high, starts going close to 400. I'm like, okay, I just had a $400 party last spring for Grace Adele. Got some really awesome free stuff and was really happy. Got my sparkly clutch. That was the host reward, and I was good. But I didn't realize, I was so happy to help the girl on my team. I really was. But I was like, man, I was really close to hitting a goal of mine that month. But oh well, whatever. And I had just told my sponsor recently that I was not going to do Grace Adele. I was like, I love the new catalog. I love the coral. I just love it. I can't wait to get a new bag. And she would be like, just sell it. I'm like, nah, that's okay. I don't think I'm going to do good with it. And do you see that negativity gets you nowhere? And I'm talking from experience. I was sitting on my butt saying it was going to get me nowhere. And this is not to brag, but this girl right here that said she would never have a Grace Adele customer other than her ridiculously picky mother who exchanges purses before she even gets it in her hands. No lie. Ask Kelly. But it's just, I sat here and doubted myself. I said, oh my gosh, I just can't pay that much for kit. And I just made excuse after excuse. But as this party gets higher, I'm like, you know what? If I spend the $200 now, I've already got $500, that's going to be half of it right there. And I'm like, okay, it'll pay itself back in a week or so, because we were at the end of the month. And, I was like, okay, that's always the kind of if you already have the sales build up, it's a good time to start, because you can, get paid right away quickly within a couple weeks. So it was just, so I'm like, okay, I think I'm going to sign. I'm just going to do it. I'm excited and I'm going to do it. I asked the opinion of some other people, directors, and they're all like, go for it, go for it. And so I did Shooting Star, which the Shooting Star is where you hit the 500 in 2 weeks, 15 days, and you get the chance to order an additional kit. Well, I didn't really care so much about earning the kit. I just really, really wanted that. I never earned it with Scentsy when I first started because I just didn't get it, and I didn't earn it with Velada. So that tells you something, because it just shows me my passion wasn't there for either one. It wasn't. It is now, but when I started, I didn't get it. I didn't understand the value of working my business, talking about it. That's all it did. All I did was post pictures, and maybe a little bit too much. But you know what? This girl had $888 in 15 days, but I think 6 of it was in 3 days. So I hit my Shooting Star within 4 days, and then the other was, and I've only been selling for about 4 weeks now, and I think I have sold $1,100 or $1,200 in Grace Adele. That's the amount that I sold in 2 months with Scentsy when I started, and a lot of it I give credit to the great sales that we had. But it's given me a foot in the door to get clients, to book parties, and to like, when I told this girl today that she has a lifetime warranty with these purses, she was like, what? Get out of here. Like, I just paid, you know, X amount of money for a purse and I'm getting a lifetime warranty. And I mean, it's just, I'm building that connection, and I'm starting what I did with Scentsy. I'm explaining how our purses work. I explain how Volata works, and it might not show fruit right away, but guess what? It is going to. In 10 years, when Grace Adele and Volata have their 10 years, you're going to be kicking yourself, because there's going to be people that decided to stick through it even when it didn't seem the greatest, or even when it seemed like a stupid idea, and they are going to be so successful. You're going to wish you started 10 years ago. I say that because I look at Scentsy and Family Fragrance. I get so confused. And I see these people that started 10 years ago. That I have heard stories that Orville has talked about. The beginning sounded less than amusing, like not even desirable to go through some of the things they had to go through. But they are where they are now. Those consultants that stuck through the tough times are reaping the benefits. They believed in this company, they believed in what they had to offer, and they stuck with it. So, my encouragement today is, ask me questions about the other brands. Please do it on our Facebook page, the Wicklessly Sensible Facebook page, and ask me. And if you aren't a consultant and you're just seeing this on YouTube, you can look at my website at heatherstokes.scentsy.us and ask me questions through the Contact Me tab, and I'd be glad to answer your questions. And but anyways, if you're on my team, I want you to post your questions on the page. And also, I would love to hear if you have plans, if there's even a desire in your heart to move on to one of the other brands, and if you do sell Volata already, what's holding you back from getting out there and promoting the new catalog? I would love to hear your feedback. Have an amazing night and a party and weekend. Whoop whoop.